Hello, my friends. Today is the day. It's the day to make a bigger difference. It's a day to recognize all the good that's around you and focus on gratitude because the more we focus on good things, the more those good things come back to us. I'm Lynn Sanders, the story empowerment coach at DifferenceMakersMedia. It's my passion to help cause focused leaders make a bigger difference through the power of their stories. Today, I'd like to give you 5 important tips to make your story stand out so more people will want to learn from you and listen to you and also feel good at the same time. So here's tip number 1. When you're giving a presentation, you can start by asking a question that gets people to stand up or sit up and pay attention. Most people start out with just introducing themselves, and that's sort of common, ordinary. So here's an example of a question I've asked when I've given presentations. I've asked them, how many of you use your story to be able to attract more business? How many would like to use your story? And how many people don't even care? So I throw that in to get people to laugh and smile, and also it makes them think and it gets their attention. So, number 1, come up with a question that's relevant to your topic. Number 2, you can use a powerful quote. I love to use this quote: we all make a difference, and we get to choose what kind of difference we want to make. Jane Goodall spoke words that were very similar to that. We all make a difference, and we have to choose what kind of difference we want to make. I've just modified it a bit, but I love that, and it relates to my company name, Difference Makers Media, and my business of helping people make a difference. So you can look up quotes online or think about what quote would be relevant to you. A third way to start out your story is to give a startling fact. When my colleagues and I created a nationally award winning patient safety film called Things You Should Know Before Entering the Hospital, we discovered that over 100,000 people die every year from medical errors and unnecessary infections. It was very startling, and that number has continued to grow because unfortunately people don't know certain things that could help protect them. That film hopefully will be updated in the near future. But the point is, we all need, I'll give you the tip, need to have an advocate with us when we go into the hospital, because when we're the one in pain, we don't think clearly and we need someone at our side. So, number 3, remember, you want to come up with an important story that would capture their attention through a startling fact. Number 4, so when you also want to come up with something that will grab their attention, think about doing an unusual action. So one of the times when I was doing an interview, I can't find it now, I had a little chime and I started out without saying a word, just ringing that bell. Ding, ding, ding. It got people's attention. And actually, that interview that I did had over 1,000 hits. Just, who knows, perhaps that little startling sound got their attention. You can also use that same principle when you're creating a story in writing. Use a headline that's a grabber. One of the headlines I used in a press release years ago started out with "Father returns to second grade." It was true. This man was working to help his child who was deaf, and he decided to go back into her second grade classroom and be there for her. And last but not least, when you're telling a story, and this is audio, consider pausing. Listen to the pace of your speech because people aren't just listening to words, but they're processing what you're saying. So whenever you tell a story, be sure to pause. Doesn't that make it easier? Thank you so much for listening. If you want to learn more and get a free story strategy guide, go to Difference Makers Media and connect with me. I would love to be your story coach or help you in any capacity, whether it's through crafting your story, writing your story, telling your story, or promoting it. They all work together. Thank you for making a bigger difference.